Hey everyone, it's Anna here at Dees, and a couple weeks ago I did a wreath on a grapevine form using our spider grass bush, and you guys loved it. It had sunflowers, yellows, whites, and greens. And so today I'm going to make another wreath for you guys. It's going to be a wreath kit up on shopdeeslouisville.com, and I'm going to use the orange kind. We're going to put pink and yellow and green all in there. It's going to be so pretty. But I want to remind you, not only is this kit going to be available on shopdeeslouisville.com, we are also offering the grass by itself up there too. So this is the orange color. It comes in 7 colors. Comes in red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise. It's a pale pink, and then there's also white. So all of those are available up on shopdeeslouisville.com. Go grab yourself some when you're checking out getting this kit. So today I'm using the 18-inch grapevine form. This is the only thing not included in your kit, but it is available up on Shop Dees Louisville in the floral supply tab. We just keep it separate to help keep the shipping costs down, but you can definitely use one you already have. You could use a moss form, or you can grab one when you're purchasing your kit. We're gonna start out by putting our Gerber daisy stems onto the wreath. So this kit, I used 3 of them. So they're gonna come in looking like this. And you can see I took a few minutes to fluff them out, and that's what we're gonna do with each one. So I'm gonna take the one I didn't fluff first, kind of show you what I do. And I'm making this one very similar to all the other ones that I've made before, except this wreath is gonna be much fuller of a design. The other thing I wanna mention is I'm using my nice lightweight aluminum wire floral cutters, and those are also available up on the website. Those sell fast though, so if you do want some of those, there's not a lot up there, definitely grab some. So I've chopped the stem off. I'm going to take a few seconds just to fluff this out. This entire Gerber daisy stem is wired, so you can literally move everything where you want it to go. It's got eucalyptus, it's got fern on there, and then it also has 3 colors of daisies, which is why I love it so much, because it gives you a lot of different coloring. So I fluffed the whole thing out. I'm going to dip it in a little hot glue. And this one, I'm going to go about 7 o'clock on this wreath. And just push that in. So right now you can go ahead and move everything around, or you can just kind of wait, get all your stems on there, and then move everything where you want it to go. So I've got the first one on. The second one I've got ready to go here too. I'm going to go right down here about 5 o'clock, and I'm going to go in at an angle. The reason I'm leaving that little bit of a gap is because I'm definitely going to be adding some ribbon, and that's a nice spot to add the ribbon into it. I'm just going to make sure that's pushed in there really good. Take a few seconds. I really want to fill in this little bit of a hole right here. Just pull some greenery down. Okay. So next up, I'm going to add my last Gerber daisy stem. We are going to do 3 on this one. That's going to help give us that very full design. So I've got this one here. I just need to take another couple seconds to fluff this one. Dunking in a little glue, and this one we're going right up here on the wreath about 1 o'clock. Push it in at an angle, and then this one you do need to fluff a little bit more. You need to bring some greenery to the right side, to the left, and then you definitely want some going up too. We're going to add a little bit of a bow up here as well, so that'll help, but it always is nice to have a little bit of height up there. Okay, next up, we are going to add a greenery stem. This to me was a little airy looking once you spread it out and fluff it. It had a lot of holes. So I went ahead and grabbed this really nice jasmine stem, and we're gonna cut it apart, and we're gonna tuck this in to help fill in. So this one is the same. It has very obvious branches where you're gonna cut it to give you lots of little pieces of the leaves to put in. And the reason I like to do that is because I'm purely using this to help fill in. If I wanted to, I could stick the whole stem in if maybe I was starting with it, but since I'm using it for filler, I want to go ahead and cut it apart so I have more control over where it goes. So first up, I cut that in about 6 sections, and now I have little pieces like this that I'm just going to tuck in where I see a gap. So I might pull some down this way. And then I've got a lot of little pieces that I'm just going to tuck in. So this is really up to you where you notice that there's some gaps you want to fill in. Lots of times it helps just kind of step back and look at your wreath, see where you've got those gaps, and fill in. And what's so nice about this jasmine stem is that it is so nice and airy that you're not going to overwhelm your floral. You're just adding in a little bit more green to it. So I'm going to go right in here. We'll go right in here. Got one more little guy. We'll go right up here. Okay, so that definitely helped a lot. And next we're gonna add the grass. So the grass, I know I showed you the other day, is in 3 sections. So when you separate it out, you'll see there are 3 branches to it. We are going to cut them into those 3 branches, and we're actually then going to cut those even smaller because these are kind of big and they will overwhelm the floral. So I'm gonna go on and cut them away from the stem, and you're gonna end up with 3 pieces like this. Then you're going to cut that in half again and work with them in these little half pieces, sprigs of the orange grass. So I'm gonna take that, dunk it in a little glue, and I'm just gonna put them around all the floral. So I'm gonna start up here, the top left, and I'm just gonna work in pieces all the way around the wreath. You can see it's wild, it's fun. A lot of people love this look. It's really pretty for summer or like a holiday. Some people, this is not your look. I totally understand, but it's nice. It adds a pop of that orange in there. I'm gonna take the other half of that section. I'm gonna go right in here. Okay, I've got another section here. Go on and cut it in half again. The other nice thing about this grass is that once you get it on there, say it's really heavy in one spot or it's too long here, you can literally give your grass a haircut and just cut those pieces that are getting too long. All right, I've got another half piece of a stem here. I'm gonna go up here. And then let me get another half piece. As you can see, this wreath is a little bit more involved than some of the other ones we've done. And I just wanted to show you guys a fuller option. It's a little bit, takes a little bit more technique, a little bit more time. There, I've added that one. The grass kind of goes in its own direction, but you can take your hand on it and kind of run it up there and kind of make it go a direction. So that last one, I'm gonna go right up in there. I just followed everywhere that I had put floral. And I'm gonna take another few seconds and just pull some of that green back to the front. You want this grass to look like part of the design. You don't want it to overwhelm the design. So when you pull that greenery back to the front, it helps that grass kind of fade into the background. All right, now we're ready for ribbon. So for this one, I chose 3 different ones. I've got an orange dot, I've got a lime green check, and I've got a pink, yellow, green stripe. We're gonna start with the orange, and we're gonna make the bow for the bottom first. This bow at the bottom is bigger than the bow at the top. We're gonna start out though and make a couple loops. And then we're gonna take the green, we're gonna make a couple loops again. And then we're gonna take that narrow stripe right on top and do a couple loops. So this bow at the bottom is a nice full bow. It's a little bit over 3 yards of ribbon, and I've left myself short tails and long tails just for a nice pretty mix. You're gonna take your piece of cloth covered wire, tie it right there in the middle where your hand is. If you need this bow tutorial little section to slow down for you, you can head to our YouTube page, and there are lots of videos showing you how to make a bow, and it goes nice and slow. I'm going right here where this gap is. I take my wires, twist it onto my loop. Okay, and then just take a few minutes, move those loops around, cut your tails. Okay, and now I'm going to pick a flower. I'm going to do this one and just kind of pull it to the center. Same thing with the grass. We don't want this to look like we just stuck a bow on there. We want it to look like part of the wreath. So bringing that floral and some of that greenery up into the middle of it, even the grass, helps that a lot. Okay, now we're ready to do that bow at the top. We are going to make that one smaller since the design is bottom heavy. Instead of doing loops of the orange, we're just going to do a small strip. And then we're going to make slightly smaller loops of the green and stripe, not quite as big as the ones at the top or at the bottom. I definitely don't need to leave that little tail at the end as long. We'll just do a couple of this as well. All right, tie that in a nice knot. And then we actually have one more stem we're going to add into this. I just wanted a slightly different texture. It's kind of like a berry pod, but it adds some yellow, which I like to tie in the ribbon. This one, you're just going to go right on top of where you put that Gerber daisy stem into the wreath. Twist it on. Hang it back up there. Bring your flowers to the middle and then cut those tails. And then take that second, pull that greenery, pull some of that grass. So pretty. Okay, so some people may think that this is done and great, but I just wanted to pop more of yellow, just a little bit more floral. So I chose this really nice pod spray. It cuts apart really easily. So I'm just gonna cut it into sections and I'm gonna add it in as a last second filler to add that pop of yellow and just another texture so it's not too grass and, you know, greenery. Okay, so I've cut it apart. It cuts into 6 very nice pieces and you're just gonna go and fill. See how fun it is? It's just kind of like a little sprig of yellow. Okay, and let's do one over here. Same thing when you added the greenery and just kind of step back, see where you need them. I definitely think we need one up here. When I step back and look, I'm gonna do one more right in here and I'm gonna do one up there. Okay. All right, you guys, we are done. It is beautiful. I hope you like it. I can't get it to stay on there. I definitely need a pipe cleaner on this one. I hope you like it. And the kit for this one is up on shopdeeslouisville.com. Don't forget, the grass is also available by itself. If this grass look is for you, there are 7 colors up there. Go check it all out now and grab yourself something beautiful for summer.